All right. Hopefully, sometimes record it'll slow everything down. But anyway, we'll go from there. Before we get into everything I'm gonna cover tonight, I'm just gonna go into the agenda for tonight. So we're gonna do introductions, right? So I introduce myself, and then I hand it over to you guys, and I'm gonna just have you guys like describe yourself in like 2 sentences. Name, describe yourself in 2 sentences, and then from there, I'm gonna tell you a little bit why. I'm building this community, right? Followed by what this event actually is and what to expect to get out of it. And then we'll finish off with like some Q&A, and some and just like some next steps, just to give you guys what you need to prepare kind of for this event. And then we're also going to, just as a bonus, I'm also going to do like a live demo here, using Magic Pattern, a tool that we're going to be using for the front end, and we'll just let that run while we're doing this, while we're doing this actual call though. So let me let me do that right now. Anybody got an idea they wanna they want us to build real fast? If not, I'll just pick something. Where's my nah? All right, where's this screen at first of all?
Man, not that I could think of.
That's all good. We'll just build something real fast. I'll just think of something real fast. I'm just scared of the screen. So we'll just do that first, just because I want to be building in the background. I'm gonna just say, we'll say build, and I kind of gave it like I just wrote some pre stuff just so I didn't have to write it. So I'm building an app using Magic Patterns AI platform that builds front end code in React. Please provide step by step instructions in Markdown language and make sure code is written at a junior dev level. I'm providing a simple business idea or idea for a software tool. Please add more details needed. Build a I don't know, Chat GPT clone or something. I don't know. We'll do that. And then, so that's typically the workflow, right? Using AI to build AI. As I like to say, that's where I'm gonna put this over here. So let me blow this up too, so I can see everybody. All right, cool. All right, cool. Am I still sharing? Everybody can see this screen still.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let me admit that person too. All right, perfect. So it spit out some. Let me hide this. So it spit out some code. I'm gonna just copy this and give it to it. Let me see. It's not. Oh, there it is. Perfect. So it gave us the Markdown language, and the reason why we use Markdown language is just because LLMs they work best with Markdown language. You don't have to give it. You can just give it plain language, but it's just a good practice, right? So I just put that in there. I didn't even put too much thought into it. I just wrote something simple, gave it to it, and it'll be building. It'll be building that in the background, right? So I just leave that screen up. Okay, so intro. So my name is Isaiah Love. I've been a software developer since 2018. Just coding, mainly self-taught. I'm currently a full stack developer at a company called Blue Movement. Before that, I was at a fintech company called Plaid. And what else? I would say 2 sentences that describe me is I would say pragmatic dreamer. And so I'm gonna shoot it over to Jordan. Just give us your name and maybe a 2 word sentence that describes who you are.
Yeah, hey everybody, Jordan Leopold here, from Hayward. And yeah, I've been in tech for about 11 years, six in go-to-market sales. I was at Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, Sentry, Crunchbase, and then later 2 years in VC. I was at two funds, the Black Founders Matter Fund, Key Horse Capital, which is a Kentucky state-backed fund, and then I was at New Chip Startup Accelerator on the investor relations side. And yeah, now I'm just taking all that experience and trying to create my own startup.
I love it. I love it. And then you could just pass it to somebody, and just for the sake of time, let's just give that name in like 2 sentences that describes you. Just because I don't, you never know. Like with introductions, it's like 10 of us on here that might eat up 10 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. I'll
Nah,
pass it to
good.
Darian.
Huh?
I'll pass it to Darian.
Oh, okay, okay, for sure, for sure. Though.
Uh, how y'all doing? Darion, shit. I build seed agents that build their own sub agents for students, parents, and solopreneurs.
Okay, and two words that two sentences that describe you.
Um, shoot, I would say highly intuitive and I'm super curious. So that's what's keeping me through this tech gang. I've been in tech for a minute, so
Okay, I
being
like that.
curious.
That works. All right, you could shoot it to somebody.
Uh, I just seen Dwayne pop in there.
All right, Dwayne, brother Dwayne. Your name and just two sentences that describe you.
Dwayne from Oakland, California, native HBCU alum. I run my own nonprofit, 16 years. We lead ours, public speaker. I ran for office in 2024 for school board. I lost by a short margin. So I definitely learned a lot that I used technology a lot while running. I didn't like it actually helped, like having a social media footprint. uh, Two things that describe me. I'm always curious about learning new things and adding value to other people. And I can't see anybody in the chat, so somebody jump off the mic.
Okay.
I'll
Um,
go ahead.
perfect.
Hi. Hi, I'm Mari, and I've been in nonprofit communications for as long as I can remember. It's been almost 11 years. Um, I'm tech adjacent, and I learned about this meetup through my friend Robert, who's in the chat. Um, and two sentences or like two words that describe me: curious and hungry, just voraciously hungry to learn everything.
I love that. It's great.
And I'm not sure who hasn't gone. Maybe, yeah, whoever's feeling compelled.
Yeah.
My name is Michelle Lazaneo. I just retired in September after 28 years as a civilian employee in law enforcement. In 2019, I was requested to be an advocate for a family of a missing young Oakland boy. And ever since 2019, I've been advocating for missing persons cases. In 2019, I helped Oakland to rewrite their policy that was 35 years old. But I am very frustrated, motivated, and committed to create something that will allow families to do some of their own advocating and investigation and work if someone that they know goes missing without relying on the police department.
Thank you. What's two words that two sentences that describe you?
Motivated and committed.
Okay, I think you said that. Sorry about
Yeah, that's okay.
that. Ayana. So we're just going around giving the introduction. So just stating your name and then like two sentences that describe you, who you like describe who you are.
Yeah, I'll take next. Hi, my name is Robert.
Excuse me.
Uh, I work currently in the semiconductor space, but I have a mixed background in tech in both fintech as well as semiconductor currently. And I currently operate as a project, well, officially I'm a content operations lead, but it's basically a blend between project management and being a web producer. So that's my full time. Two words that describe me, I say self-motivated and curious. And yeah, thanks all. Do you want me to pass it? Or-
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just pick somebody. I think Darius Lene Medina.
I could go right now. My bad about that. Not answering before.
No, y'all get it.
Okay. My name is Darius Howard. I'm currently an electrician. Um, I kind of just grew up with like technology, if that makes sense. Like 25, so kind of like Xbox in my hand when I was like 6 or 5. So I'm kind of like well acquainted, I guess. If I had two words to describe myself, I would say ambitious and probably just curious. Yeah, curiosity.
Nice.
Okay, I'll go ahead and go. My name's Lene Goodwin. Respectfully not a tech nerd. I am a personal trainer. Two words to describe me, definitely active, and I'm gonna say curious, just like everybody else. Excited to be in such a powerful room.
Sure. I think anybody, Medina,
Oh,
did you get? Okay,
no, sorry. I was trying to finish my food.
sounds good.
Hi, all. Good evening. I'm Medina McKinney. I run I Spy Marketing. We are a small branding and marketing agency. We help small businesses and nonprofits bring their brands to life through, sharp storytelling and design. And we really like to connect the dots for folks, building brands that people trust and kind of drive growth. I'd say two words that describe me is I'm a lifelong learner. And like everyone else, I'm super curious about tech and other things. Um, I'm definitely not into building code, but today I am being audacious. So happy to be here.
I love that. Did everyone go? I think everybody. Um,
Nah, I can go next, Isaiah.
okay,
My
okay, cool.
name's Ronnie Thomas. Been an advocate in the disability community for a while, kind of just on and off. And as regards to the entrepreneurship lane, been thinking about some ideas and having a resource hub for that community as a one-stop shop because information is scattered everywhere, resources are scattered, and never really thought about applying my desire and passion for that community into tech. So that's why I'm excited to be here and just a growing leader. Excited to build in the community with other growing leaders.
Nice for sure, though. Is that anybody else? Anybody else need to go first or next? Is that everybody? All right, cool, cool. So why am I building this community, right? I mean, it's a long list of why I'm building this community. But to be succinct, instead of tell you why I'm building it, I'll just tell you like who I'm building it for. So, ideally, I'm building it for people who have no coding experience, right? I'm building it for people who are creative. I'm building it for people who are entrepreneurial, and I'm building it for people who are excited about like just the possibility of building applications or products that many people will use, right? And hopefully many people will also pay for, right? Um, and so I definitely feel this criteria, right? I'm a creative, I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm really driven to build an application or applications that many people will use and many people will pay me for, right? Because to be honest, like it's nothing better than that than be able to build something that people that brings value to people and that people that give people lots of utility, right? But also like can pay your bills and can allow you to travel the world. You know what I mean? Like, and ideally that's my dream, right? To help people build and grow companies. And so this is like this is like just a step in that right direction. And I also believe the best way to do that is to build it in community, right? And so one of my greatest hopes is that I'll build the next, or that successful app that I'm trying to build. I might build it with somebody in this room, or I might build it with two people in this room. But more, or one of you or some of you guys will actually collab on something and build something successful. You know what I mean? That'll bring you, lots of money and stuff like that. What else? And then okay, so if we're talking about the event, like what is this event and what can you expect to get out of it? So this is an event that this is a vibe coding event, right? So first of all, what is vibe coding? I'm assuming that some of you guys don't know. So vibe coding is leveraging AI or AI tools like the one that we're using in this demo to build applications or to write code, right? Simply by just doing exactly what we did, just speaking to it like I'm speaking to you guys right now. And what you can expect is come to this event with an idea and a laptop, um, and then you know taking that idea, putting it into one of these tools, and then walking away with a live actual application. You know what I mean? Something that you can send to users right here and now. And ideally, we're going to be doing that from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Right? So ideally, it's going to be an MVP. And an MVP is a minimal viable product, right? So you want to think like, okay, I have an idea for an application, but what's the minimum requirements? What's the minimal things that this app needs to do just for someone to use it, right? So in this case, if we're looking at this application right here, we're just doing we're just doing a ChatGPT clone, right? Can everybody see? Can everybody see this screen right here?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So it kind of, it kind of, it kind of looks, it kind of looks like ChatGPT, right? Let's see if it even works. Hello, right? First, that's what I wanted to test. I'm just gonna test that. Uh, so the thing I do like is that okay, the chat works, right? But obviously this is not connected to an LLM. This is just all front end. And then if we go here, kind of like ChatGPT, where you can look at different chat histories, right? And then I guess if you want to create a new chat, you can do that by what's today's date. Let's see what happens. Okay, perfect. So let's say we wanted to up this, and I'll just do this quick. Let's say we wanted to improve this UI or something like that. What's beautiful about that is we can actually take a picture of this, right? And maybe I'll do this instead though. And that's what I love about it. We can just take a picture of it, right? And we can upload that picture here. So think like if you're even if you're just using it to rebuild like a website or something like that, you can just give it pictures of a website or whatever. Let's see. So where's that in the screenshots? Let's give it this one. I'm gonna just say it. Let's update the this UI to look more like this photo, right? And then we can see what happens from there, right? And we'll see. Does that look easy enough though so far though? Like, has anyone ever used this tool?
No.
I haven't used it, but I use Gemini, I use Chat, and I use Microsoft
Okay, for sure.
Copilot.
And so in a minute, it'll just update what we're looking at. From there, let's see. We got about so we got about 14 minutes. Let's see. All right. Well, so while that's waiting, I'll just go over some next steps, right? So after this info session, what I'll be doing is sending out an email. Because if you notice, I didn't put location in the email. So the location would be downtown Oakland. I don't know the address off the top of my head, but it's a friend of mine's office building. We're going to be in the conference room. More than likely, I'll provide some food, whatever, probably like some pizza or something like that. And then what I'll also send you, or what you're gonna expect also, is that I'll call each and every one of you guys. We'll hop on a call, just because I want to make sure that you have everything that you need for when we come together on the 18th, right? So like, for example, you're gonna need to create, a Magic Pattern account. You're gonna need to download Cursor and a few other dependencies just to build, just to like code and stuff like that. But some of that can be daunting if you're not technical. So I'll just schedule like a Zoom or probably a Google Meets, and then I'll just help you get set up. And that way, when you come in on the 18th, we can just go and we can just build. And so my role at this event is just to be, I guess you could say, to fill in the gaps, any technical gaps, right? Because sometimes when you're coding, even though you're using AI, you still might run into some bugs or some stuff that you need to like get past. Then also, my role is also, I also see you, Robert. I'll get you in a minute. My role is to give you a basic understanding of, the difference between the front end and the back end, and like how they work hand in hand. Because I think it's important when you're, when you're in this space of like building applications, to just know, just have at least you don't have to have a deep knowledge of it, but have a familiarity with it, right? And things like APIs and stuff like that. And So definitely, I definitely do that. But mainly, like we're gonna be there. We just there to collab and like build and just like learn and grow. And my hope is that you guys can walk away with just feeling empowered, right? Like okay, knowing like oh, you know what, I can build anything. Like it's no barriers or entry. Like this is way easier than I thought it would be, which it will. Like this is gonna open your eyes and definitely and you know you at least you'll have a tool in the toolkit whether you pursue it or not. You know what I mean? And we'll just so everybody if everybody can see the screen, you'll see that it just updated. It's just based off an image. And so I'm not gonna ask you to do no more of the updates, but I just wanted to basically give you a quick demo of how fast like these AIs can build things, right? And so imagine if we put more thought into this and we put like 2 or 3 hours into this. Like imagine how much we can get done. And then I think somebody had a question. That's Robert. You had a question, correct?
Yeah, I had a quick question.
Perfect.
Does magic pattern, I'm not sure you'll get to this with materials, but does it act as like a hosting
Yeah,
site?
yeah. That's a good
Okay.
idea. So, I mean, excuse me, a good question. So, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna drop this in the chat just to just to as a follow up to that. And if you click that, you should be able to pull this up on your computer. So that's a good thing too, right? Like, technically, as you build, you can share this with anybody immediately, right? If you wanted to, like, you can just share that. Like, so you can just connect the back end to this if you want to. More than like the what we're gonna be hosting on, we're gonna host free on Firebase. Uh, we can also host a server on Firebase or render.com. And I'll give you guys. So I'm gonna give you access to. I'm gonna send you an email with everything that you need. But again, I'm gonna hop on the call with each and every one of you and help you all get set up with everything that you need before the event. So you don't even have to think about it though. And then let's see. I mean, so now I'm just gonna open up the floor. And if any questions, anything I left out, or anything that you're curious about, or anything that I didn't that you know that I didn't explain too good.
No, I'm just thank you for inviting me to participate in this. It's certainly a tool that I need because I've been scrolling around trying to figure out it by myself, and I'm like, I keep hearing all these things about the AI website, and then I go to sites, and it's like a whole bunch of other work. So
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to participating in this
yeah.
and
Did you
develop.
say? Did you said you end up using it as a whole bunch of other work? Like it's
Yeah,
harder
it's a
than
whole
it
bunch of
did here.
work, whole bunch of other fees, and I'll just be like,
Mm.
forget it.
So
Like,
yeah, so that's a good point because it's not gonna cost you anything. So I think Jordan, you were talking about Jordan, you hit a quote like you maxed out your quota, so therefore you have to pay. So with this, uh, this magic pattern, we're not gonna run out of tokens in that first day. You like as anybody on here, you on average you'll probably get a whole. You would have to use this every day for like 30 days. So magic pattern is free, cursor is free. Everything that we're gonna be using is free. You know what I mean? Everything. And if at the most anything will cost if you do end up paying for something extra, it's like probably like $7 to $10 or something like that though. Yeah. But yeah, for sure. Thank you. Yeah, for sure. I appreciate that, Dwayne. For sure. Any other
and
questions?
and Isaiah, I'm gonna bring one of my high school interns with me for the
Okay.
beginning
Okay.
because I'm gonna have to leave and go to a speaking engagement, but
Okay.
I'm gonna let them finish the project.
Okay. No doubt. That works for sure.
All
Okay.
right.
Any other questions? Anything I got?
Yes, from Medina.
Okay.
I know we didn't get very far today, but is there any website that you can show us or any project that you can show us that's finished so we can get an idea of the capability and capacity of this tool?
Yep. Stage Pass Pro. So I'll show you that one right here. I'll put this link in the. So if you or anybody, uh, uh, this is mainly for. Oh snap! Not that. This is mainly for. That's a good question. Thank you for that. I forgot even to bring that up. So you guys can check that out. So this is mainly for people who either want or looking for, you know, live theater events or anything like that, or who have theaters and they're doing productions or whatever. And so I built this for these theater owners in Joaquin Miller, who are not using it though, because they're still under contract. Um, but usually I wouldn't build anything beforehand, but because of AI tools, it wasn't a lot of effort on my part. But yeah, like I built this. This is live, um, um, and I built this with all pure AI. It's 100% AI though. So you'll be able to build something like this. So it's, if you look here, you got the subscriptions. This is how I get paid, basically. You know what I mean? Like they would come in here, and this would go straight to my that would go straight to me. You know what I mean? What else? And then right here, I'm using for any payments. I'm using Stripe API because that's like a best practice. It's pretty effective. So if any of you guys have app ideas where you guys need to take payments, I'm gonna definitely recommend. I would recommend Stripe as an API that we're gonna be using, and I'll explain API and all that at the event. Does that help, Medina?
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure, dog. Any other questions? Because I know we're over time, like about like 2 minutes or whatever. But I baked in like to 7:45, so it's all good. Yeah.
If, one question, if you created a site on behalf of someone else, how easy is it to transfer? I guess would be akin to like a CMS, right? But if you wanted
Oh,
to
this
build
this.
something,
hmm
well, not really because it's AI generated, but I guess the point is if you created something for someone, how easy would it be to transfer like after you create
Yeah. So
the
like
site?
if you create a website on like Webflow or WordPress or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But I mean, in this case, it's just going to be AI.
Yeah.
But
So that's a
you
good
know,
question because so I was just thinking about that today though, actually, because that's a great example. And Medina, I know that it resonates with you because you build a lot of websites for people. So like I said, so this is my website, right? I built this on Webflow, but I was like, actually, I'm paying like I'm with Webflow, I'm paying like 30 to $50 a month. Just one because I have a lot of websites I built on there. But honestly, I can rebuild this website with Magic Pattern and then just host it for free. You know what I mean? And then also it's easier to update, right? Because I don't know if any of you guys ever used Webflow. Like, I mean, it's easier for me because I'm a developer, but at the same time, I much rather just type in and tell it like, oh, I need to update this or I need to update that, right? And then you can technically build uh, because this is connected to a CMS. So you could build in a mechanism where all you do is, like, say for example, if I'm looking at projects, right? Like all these projects are basically in a CMS, right? Like in a database. But I can build my own CMS into my platform, right? So a good example is I built this for somebody. Um, I built this for a friend of mine, right? And let's see if I can. I think it's admin. Let's see. Can I get in there? I might have to know the password. Let me see. So a good example is okay, perfect. Bow. So this is a website I built for her, but I built this into her website. So therefore, she can make any updates to her website just by like filling in these areas, right? Just filling them in, right? And then if I want to update any of this, I can just go back to Magic Pattern and be like, okay, you know what? I need to add this feature or this feature. So like a good example of something I'm trying to improve on here is like, let's say you're uploading an article, or let's say I add a new article. Um, I kind of want to build this out to be more like that the platform Medium. So I can go to Magic Pattern and be like, okay, I want to build this out to act more like Medium, and I give it a couple of screenshots or whatever, and then talk to it for like an hour or two, and then perfect it, and then it's updated, right? So hope that answered your question though.
oh, that's cool. So it'll create the CMS for you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You just go here and be like, oh, okay, create a CMS to this, right? Or create a page for XYZ. And the good thing is that you can find inspiration from other places on the website, on the internet, right? Be like, oh, you know what? I like the way this website designed this. take a picture of it, put it in there, but like I like, can you take inspiration from this, and it'll build that feature automatically into this, and that's what I'm telling y'all. This is so easy, like it's so easy. Like it's like if we just talking about building websites, especially like this is really the only you should build all your websites like this. Like honestly,
Yeah, this is super dope.
yeah,
Thank you.
sure, yeah, no problem. I think I had a Mary. Is that how you said it? Or Mari?
Yeah, it's Mari.
Okay, Mari.
So question about the data sourcing. So going back to the Stage Pro, I'm curious to know how you source the information for folks to navigate. Because I'm thinking about potentially creating like a directory, like a one-stop shop for nonprofits looking for funding. I'm
Okay.
finding that these databases are high cost, and like some of them have just like kind of a mixed bag of funders.
Mm.
And so I'm just curious to know, like, how do you source, especially source data that may be already paywalled?
Oh, okay. So you're building a directory, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna build a website. My website is the medium or the is the interface for fetching that the outside data, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, okay, perfect. And you're trying to figure out, okay, how do you get out of not paying for that?
Well, yeah, like, or consolidating that data into
Mhm.
this hypothetical platform.
Okay, perfect.
Um, yeah,
So one is so that's the only thing. So that data is coming from an API, meaning somebody built a server, and that server is connected to a database. And so when you query it, um, it's the server is gonna take that query and then look for it in the database and send it back to you. So there's really no way to well, actually, I can't say that. So most APIs that give valuable data are going to cost you. So there's really no way around that. But if you, as a person, like as a, so I guess you're trying to make this free for users, then is really no way around that. The only other way to do it is to scrape the internet. But mainly like most data, like if it's important, like it's personal, you're not gonna be able to get access to it without like paying for it. That's the hard thing. But I can research it, but for the most part, um, do you know like do you have an example? Like, can you give me an example of that data, and maybe I'll know exactly where to go. Like what kind of data are you thinking about?
yeah. So just a little more context. I was working with a grants writer,
Okay.
and she's really familiar. I didn't know this, but she's really familiar with like a handful of what is it? I guess like they're just insider directories where
Insider
people go
directories.
and
Okay.
yeah, and when like fundraiser directories. So like this is super
Oh,
exclusive and super
gotcha.
niche to the fundraising world. I had no
Okay.
idea about.
Okay.
Um, and so like so what these fundraisers do is like they have to basically pay either on a monthly or annual basis to access foundation information, like deadline information, funder emails, so that they can then craft their grant proposals.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, so they're basically the way they're getting the data, they're paying for it, right? Is that what you're saying? Or they?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
pretty
Okay.
much.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's why building APIs are super valuable. But let's say you're one of these insiders, and maybe I don't know, maybe for whatever reason you or somebody close to you has access already to this data. Then what you can do is partner with them and then like build an API and do what other people are doing, and then just sell, have a paywall for the API. That'd be like if you have access to that, I would definitely if you could do that, definitely let's build that for sure. Like that's about let's build that for sure
It
though.
could get traction,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Or at the bare minimum, let's say you don't even have that right now, but you thinking about going in that direction, let's just build something similar to that so that you have experience like okay, I built this kind of tool before, so now I just need to go find, like once I come across somebody with like that niche data, then like that's my proposal to them. Like I could build this API for you, all I need is access, and we can split profits or whatever. You know what I mean? So, or if anybody on this call knows where we can get some data, let me and
So
Marty know.
one company she's talking about is Grant Watch.
Okay.
Grant Watch company she's talking about. They send nonprofits like me, they send us like this great, captivating email. And then when we log onto their website, they sending us like the next curveball. In order to get to that information and apply for the grant, we need you to become a member. Okay. So nonprofits, we always get pitched on. Like everybody pitch nonprofits.
Yeah. Well, so one thing I can do is, and you guys can help me, or at least whoever's interested in this case, Mari, right? My fault, Mari.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Maybe look into that and like, oh, okay, and maybe even actually ChatGPT, like, okay, what are creative ways to like get around like paywalls, or like where can I get access to the data? And I'll think about the same thing, but like that'd be cool because they do have stuff like what is it called? Fast API, I think Fast API, or what is it? I just seen it. It was in there somewhere. I'll send it to you, or let's see. I'll see what it's called right now. But I think we're okay. So we got about 3 more minutes. Free API. Let's see what that says. So what is this? And what is those? It's one of these I've used. It's not always the best data, but Rapid API. So they have a lot of, they got a lot of different. You can definitely like look around here if you want. I could put that in there. So I don't know if you'll be able to use any of it because it's free. So but you have access to a lot of data though. And I remember seeing an episode on this guy who he was getting. I'm trying to think. All he was doing was like he was going to websites and then putting all that data on his website and then charging people for it. And he was getting it from free government websites. So it's if you look hard enough, you'll find it for sure. Yeah, I'll put it in the chat too though, for sure though. Any last questions that I can answer before we because I just want to respect everybody's time because we're technically over for 15 minutes. But any last questions? All right. Well, expect a call from me. It's a 650 number. Just heads up. So in case you're screening your calls, but I'm gonna reach out to each one of y'all, probably starting tomorrow, and find out what your availability is, and then we'll hop on. The idea is to hop on a call and get everything set up on your computer that you need before the event. How does that sound to everybody?
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, perfect.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. So, well, I appreciate it. Y'all hopping on. Have a good rest of your night, and let's build. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Thanks, Isaiah.
Yeah,
appreciate it, Isaiah.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thank
y'all.
you.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye, everybody.
All right, have a good one. Yeah.